Hi there, my name is Scott and welcome to Losing for Life, the channel where I talk about recreating my relationship with food, losing weight, and extending my healthy lifespan. Sorry this video is a little late. Bonnie and I were going to do this together, but she had a business trip coming up and got kind of caught up in preparation and didn't quite happen, so here I am. So the end of week 2 of whole food plant-based eating, and it was a good week. We did well. We're solidly on the program and things are moving right along. The thing that really stands out this week is cooking and getting the ingredients for cooking. I continue to cook a fair amount. Everything we've had has been scratch made. Yes, everything we had has been scratch made. And this has sort of been a new thing in terms of, I've cooked in the past, but shopping for this menu is a little bit different than it has been. So I'm looking for things that I haven't really looked for before, like quinoa flour and nutritional yeast and low sodium soy sauce or tamari. And that's a little different. But I'm sort of learning a whole new world out there. The other thing that's kind of interesting is that even things that I've purchased before, now I'm looking for things that are no oil added, no sugar added, no refined grains, things like that. And that's sort of added a little bit of a twist on things as well. Because now I can't just go to the shelf and just grab any old thing. I need to be paying more attention. The other item that I didn't mention was also no added or minimal salt. Now this is one that kind of catches me a little bit because if you think about it, there's sodium in a lot of foods naturally. So I have to kind of look at that and figure out, well, is this an appropriate amount of sodium or not? So for example, one of the ingredients I had to come up with was capers because I was doing sort of a Mediterranean flavored dish. And well, capers are stored in a vinegary, salty brine. And so, well, no salt added, there's a challenge there. But one of the things Dr. Furman has said is that, well, if you look at the calorie count of something and say there's, 100 calories in a serving, then a good rule of thumb would be, not to have more than twice that amount in milligrams of sodium. So if it's 100 calories per serving, something like, a maximum of 200 milligrams of sodium in that serving. And I presume there could be a little flex on that. But you look at things like capers and, that's a pretty high level. And so start to think about this rationally and go, well, I'm adding, say 2 tablespoons of capers to this dish and it's 4 servings of the dish, then how much of that is really coming and being inserted into the serving that's being eaten? And then thinking about that a little more, if everything else in the dish is no salt added or less than, twice the number of milligrams of sodium, then, maybe perhaps it's okay. But it's a judgment call. Again, I'm kind of an all or nothing kind of guy, so the judgment call isn't my strong suit. But I think I have parameters to work in here that are reasonable. And certainly the recipe comes from Dr. Furman anyway, so I assume that I'm in bounds here. I'm not going terribly astray. So the other consideration is what's known as the dirty dozen. You may or may not have heard of this, but there are a list of produce items that have the highest level of pesticide contamination typically when pulled off of the store shelf. And so then the question is, well, do I go with that and then really try and wash them real well when I bring them home? Or do I go with an organic product that needs much less, scrubbing when I get home? And so that's sort of something that we're weighing back and forth. And I don't know, but definitely we want to be safe. pesticides getting into the food. I mean, there's enough that gets into our food anyway. Really don't need anything additional kind of goofing us up, right? So what we've been doing is I've been trying a variety of different recipes, trying to get a sense of, what flavors are really working for us, what flavor combinations. And we're still tending to find things to be a little bland. And if that's the case, we have to think about that. It's like, well, this is a new way of eating. It's a new palate that we're building. And so, like, when I do a first taste test and I go, this needs salt. Well, no, it doesn't need salt. But I'm programmed after all of these long years to have a higher salt level in my food. Even though I've gone through my palate reset, I'm still learning. It's not instantaneous. So if we continue to just recognize that this is the way food tastes naturally, then we're more inclined to say, yes, this is fine. And that's kind of where we are with that right now. It's kind of interesting. But as we go, we're going to find things that suit our taste better. But right now, we are looking for a little more volume on the flavor in general. And I'm not sure exactly the direction for that. Trying a bunch of different recipe authors. And so hopefully I'll find somebody that's right in tune, or eventually we'll lock into gear and find that everything is really where it needs to be. That's the hope. So how did it go last week? Well, I had a weight loss of 0.3% from the previous week, and minus 0.3 on my BMI. And that puts me overall at an 8.5% loss in weight, or a 4.5 reduction in my BMI. So moving forward, slow and steady, just as I'm hopeful that it will continue. So that's where we are. If you're interested in this content, I encourage you to subscribe down below. Please like the video. I'd appreciate that. And if you'd like a reminder that video is being released, click that bell icon. And if you are on a similar journey or considering a similar journey, please feel free to comment down below too. Let us know and sort of help build this growing community. All right. So in closing, please let's remember that there is a lot of distress out there right now, and let's be kind to one another. And as always, may you find joy in today and all of your tomorrows. Take care. Bye-bye.